Okay, next we're going to look at what we call the Profitability Index. This is not a popular one. I've only got one slide on it. And a lot of people actually do not use this. And what it looks at the ratio of the present value of the benefits to the present value of the cost. Just like that car we looked at, where when at 10%, it's one number, and at 14 it was a different number. So it just looks at the ratio as a percent. Again, if it's less than zero, I'm sorry, if the PI is greater than zero, take it. If the PI is less, you reject it. It's very similar to what we just looked at. Again, this is not a very popular method to use. The next one we're going to look at is the IRR. This is a little bit more popular to use, and this kind of uses the charts backwards. So remember when we were looking up those multipliers on the charts from chapter 8 and 9? What this does, it tells me the it kind of goes backwards. It tells me the multiplier, and it tells me the period, and then I'm able to calculate the interest. So it's kind of backwards. So it looks at future benefits. It considers them a stream of payments. That's an annuity. And so the IRR is the interest rate that occurs when the NPV is zero. See, remember, net present value is zero, then by definition, cost equals benefits. And so here's my actual formula. The IRR factor will actually be a multiplier. I take the present value of the cost of the investment, and that you would calculate with your charts. What is the actual present value today divided by the period's cash flow? Okay, so these are tables. If you look in chapter 10 on page 333, oh, I know your page numbers are different, but these tables are actually in the book. So we need to look at two things. We need to look at cash flow. Well, we're going to talk about cash flow that is uneven. Okay, so here is I've got 66,000 as my projected cash. I'm sorry, my initial investment, and my weighted average is going to be, well, let's go down here. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so 66,000 is what I'm going to put in. So first year I'm putting in, it's going to be negative because I'm actually putting in money. So here is the amount of cash that I will get each of the first 4 years. This is a 4-year project, and here's the amount of projected cash flow, how much I'm going to get back in return. And so basically, if I use the IRR of 20.15, okay, it's going to be 15,033.40. Okay, and this is the present value of unequal payments. Take a look on chapter, I'm sorry, on page 333, or look at table 3, table 4. Okay, these tables are there. It says what's in the book is actually printed incorrectly. So basically, you end up getting the 20.15%. So remember on the tables where at the top we had percents, down the sides we had the periods, and where they meet was the multiplier? Well, when you're doing this, that you're going to kind of work it backwards a little bit, okay? So you're going to get the 20.15%, which really would be at the top where the percents would be. So think about you working the chart a little backwards. Okay, that completes my IRR. We'll follow up with the rest of them on the next slides, or the next video, I'm sorry.